face many potential barriers when it comes to participating in sport. Of these many barriers, I believe the media and its many platforms to be the most significant barrier to the modern-day female. With the ever-increasing usage of social media and the expanding impact of the media in general, it's no mystery as to why females' participation rates in sport are much lower than males. This is a result of the barriers to sport created by the media, such as the unachievable body standards laid out for women, whereby sportswomen are body shamed for their strength, muscularity and size, as well as the average female aspiring to be slim like the models they see filling tabloids and social media. How is a female expected to maintain an active lifestyle when so many women who do so are attacked in the media for their muscular or manly physique? Combined with the domination of male sport in the media causing a perceived popularity of male sport by many, females don't have the needed support of the media to encourage continued participation in sport. The body shaming of elite female athletes is far from uncommon in the media. This body shaming presents a negative portrayal of the physique of an active female and can therefore be a barrier to participation, as females may fear the same critique if they were to become active. Serena Williams, for example, has won a total of 21 Grand Slams and won 6 Wimbledon titles. Unfortunately, the accomplishments that she has earned on the tennis courts are overshadowed by the internet and newspapers, where all people are talking about are her body and her flaws. For example, the media has bashed her body and called her a man on several occasions, and a column from Fox Sports shamed not only her body but her work ethic too. Aly Raisman is an Olympic gold medalist in gymnastics who captained USA's women's gymnastic team. Training to become a gold medal gymnast means Raisman has had strong muscular arms from a young age, causing her to endure body shaming for much of her life. Aly said she stopped wearing tank tops after she was called disgusting on many platforms of social media. She's also been told she looks like she's been on steroids. Alexa Moreno is Mexico's only gymnast. Despite this accomplishment and her great ability, she's experienced severe fat shaming on Twitter, where comments directed at her focused on her looks rather than her ability. With all of the hate received by elite female athletes in the media on their appearance, it's likely that many females are reluctant to become active out of fear of facing the same judgment and hate. This is one of the ways the media can form a barrier to female participation in sport. Do you feel that the way sportswomen are portrayed in the media affects you?
Yes, for me, seeing so many incredibly talented females being shamed because they're muscular or athletic looking is so unmotivating. It makes me think that if the media focus on appearance over ability of female athletes, maybe people will do the same to me when I'm doing sport.
A piece of research on the effects of media on participation is research on the effects of negative press on women. The central aim of this research was to experimentally assess the effects of negative press on body satisfaction. 157 female undergraduate students were exposed to negative opinions on their body and photos of themselves provided anonymously by fellow undergraduate students. Results indicated that exposure to body shaming produced depression, stress, guilt, shame, insecurity, body dissatisfaction, and subscription to bulimic symptoms. All of these resulting issues could have an impact on sports participation and have more serious implications too. The objectification theory proposes that girls and women, more so than boys and men, are socialised to internalise an observer's perspective as their primary view of their physical selves. This means that the opinion and judgments of others is particularly important to females, as those opinions and judgments form their opinions of themselves. Based on this theory, females may therefore avoid situations where observer judgment may occur, such as in sport, in order to prevent observer opinions lessening their primary views of themselves. This theory therefore supports the idea that female judgment taking place in the media can be a barrier to female participation in sport. Sports coverage in the media is mainly centred around male participation rather than female. This perpetuates the traditional view that men are strong and athletic and women are not. Women's lack of participation in sport can be attributed to the media perpetuating this view, as well as the lack of role models in sports media and lack of media time in general. Factors such as these can form a barrier to female participation due to the lack of support from the media and a lack of motivation due to the absence of female role models in the media. The exposure of female athletes in the media seems to improve during events like the Olympic Games. However, these events don't lead to continuous long-term exposure for female athletes, and even with the increased coverage during these times, broadcasters target women's appearance or their male partners rather than appreciating their ability. By overshadowing females' athletic performance with their appearance, it gives the impression that despite their success, they are only as good as the way that they look. Again, this can cause a barrier to female participation in sport, as if inactive females are aware of the judgments and lack of appreciation faced by elite athletes, they will likely be discouraged to become active due to the lack of support for females in the media. A University of Southern California study of TV news media has found that coverage of women's sports has barely budged in a quarter of a century. The survey of Los Angeles broadcast affiliates and ESPN SportsCenter reveals that coverage is actually less than it has been in the past. For example, in 2014, LA-based network affiliates devoted only 3.2% of airtime to women's sports, which is down from 5% in 1989. The same study found that broadcasters devoted 74.5% of their sports reports to coverage of men's football, basketball and baseball. While women's sport gets little coverage, male sport coverage continues well into the off-season, continuing storylines about teams and players even when no actual games are being played. The lack of reflection of female ability and talent made by the media causes a barrier to inactive females or females who want to become more active, as they have a lack of motivation and inspiration due to the lack of airtime of female athletes. Do you find that the gender inequality in sports media affects your participation in sport?
Yes, I do. I find it really discouraging because elite female athletes aren't given the media attention they deserve, which makes me as an active female feel unsupported too.
It's factors such as the media body-shaming female athletes and often overlooking female sporting achievements to pave way for male success that campaigns such as This Girl Can have come about to encourage female sport in spite of discouraging factors like the media. This Girl Can is a nationwide campaign by Sport England to get women and girls moving, regardless of shape, size and ability. Prior research found that lack of participation is due to fear of judgment rather than because females don't want to be active. This fear of judgment is likely a result of the high body standards and female body discrimination that is found in the media. This Girl Can aims to empower women and encourage women to get active, and it can help women ignore the unhealthy body standards found in the media. Another campaign that has been introduced to encourage female participation in sport is the Active Women Project by Sport England. This project suggests that the key to successful recruitment of women is to address common concerns such as self-consciousness about fitness, weight and sporting ability. Due to the approach of this campaign where females' concerns are addressed, this should cause females to address the judgments they experience or the judgments they fear, and therefore become active with more confidence and less concern for their damage to their self-esteem. Addressing the issue of judgments and self-consciousness in sport is particularly important due to the judgments of females in the media and in general, meaning females need to be resilient to judgment and body proud. For these reasons, I believe the approach of the Active Women Project to potentially be very effective in improving female participation in sport. Overall, women face many barriers to participation in sport, of which many can be found in the media. However, with the introduction of many campaigns to improve female participation in sport, I believe females will overcome the barriers caused by the media.